Yo, what's up? I'm Robert Delong, and you are live in Limbo.
Goddamn fool, eyes back on you. You're pushing me out with your jealousy.
Hi, this is Dakota Arsenault here on day 3 at Wayhome Music Festival, and I am joined today by Robert Delong. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. The sun is kind of in the shade. We're in a tent right now, so it's a little hard to tell, but the sun is not out, so I'm surviving.
That's great. I heard that it's been pretty brutal the last couple days.
It has, yeah. Your last album, In the Cards, there's a lot more lyrical content compared to your previous one. What was it that when you're going into working on this that you decided to either write more or sing more? What changed about that?
It's hard to say exactly. I grew up kind of more in the singer-songwriter bent, and that's kind of where I came from. And so, in a way, it was kind of coming back to that. The previous album, Just Movement, was a lot of, I had like one song that I think was one lyric 26 times in a row, which is like, a house music thing. So I was just kind of, I guess, spending more time thinking about how to write songs and make songs with dance music styles as opposed to making just dance music, you know what I mean?
Okay. When you are writing your music, do you have your entire huge rig set up in your studio or your house, or do you simplify and then expand it afterwards?
More often than not, I approach things in the studio, pretty straight up. I write songs in the computer, and then after that I'll record with microphones and, pretty simple or pretty standard, I suppose, from that standpoint. And then later I'll retroactively try to figure out how to deconstruct them for the live performance, which leads to kind of interesting results and sometimes makes me wish I had recorded them different, but
Now, I know you've probably been asked ad nauseum about the Wiimotes. I'm not going to ask any more about that, but are there any technology out there that you're seeing hey, this can kind of be used maybe in my set future, or something that you're hoping can be done?
There's so much cool stuff going on right now. Obviously, Imogen Heap has those dope gloves she's using and stuff like that. I don't know. There's just so many different things, and to me, the thing I've always wanted to do is to be able to use technology in a way to kind of showcase the sounds you're creating with it, as opposed to, because so many times you see a guy up there and he's like, oh, maybe he's doing a lot on that controller, but you have no idea what's going on. And to me, it's always been about have some sort of physical movement that demonstrates what you're doing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt when people are watching and being like, yes, this guy is actually playing what you're hearing. You can hear the notes, you can see them, the connection is there.
Right.
So that works. Now, you're not really full-on EDM electronic stuff, but you're kind of straddling that indie rock synth pop world, but in the two. Do you find that the genre clashing kind of helps find new people, or is everyone kind of be like, hey, I like a little bit of this, I like a little bit of this, I like Robert Delong?
I find that sometimes it works in my favor and sometimes it's weird, I do more kind of rock-centric festivals and indie kind of shows, kind of because of that, because I find that those kind of fans are interested in seeing a live performance and then are like, oh, cool, I'm also into EDM or whatever, and so it makes sense that I can listen to this. But when I play indie festival, when I play straight up EDM festivals and stuff like that, I feel like sometimes it's kind of lost on everybody. It's the Molly's just a little bit too intense for them to be performance.
Where's the bass drop?
Yeah, I want it just to be really bright and loud.
Which is kind of crazy because you have so much energy and you have a bit of a light show going too, and I don't know how people can't get into that.
But I think it's because I slow down sometimes. They don't want that. Dude, when you're all drugged up, you gotta you gotta be but no, it's good. Yeah.
You worked with another artist who played at Wayhome yesterday, Lindsey Stirling. She actually came out at your Coachella set and played with you. That was pretty crazy. How did that connection happen?
A couple years ago, on her last release, I had produced a track for her. And after that, we've kind of kept in touch. And actually, I produced a track that's coming out on her next record as well. And yeah, I was just I was kind of thinking about guest performers for Coachella, and her name came up. And, she's a great performer, and she's a great violinist, and she's just a really fun, easy person to get along with. So yeah, just...
And kind of like your style, she almost fits in the same way because she does the kind of electronic thing, but at the same time, it's doing it in a very non-traditional way with her very classical playing.
Right.
With some cool beats behind her, which is kind of what you do with all your drumming.
Totally, yeah. There's definitely a strong connection. We come from playing acoustic instruments, but kind of putting it in a new world, in the electronic world.
That's cool. Can we maybe expect another surprise duet today? Not gonna say? All right.
I don't know.
Next question. On your last album, you worked with MNDR on the track "Born to Break," which is a great song. When you were writing that song, what made you decide that you needed a different vocalist, either a female vocalist or just someone other than yourself?
You know, it's funny because 90% of the songs I write are not relationship songs. You know, they're either weird philosophical songs or, you know, just songs about death or sadness or something. And so I was writing this song and it was like, this is kind of like, I don't know, it just feels like, it just felt like it was a duet in a way. Like it felt like a guy talking to a girl talking to a guy or whatever about their relationship. And so I immediately thought like, I want to get a female singer on this. And then I'd worked with MNDR on a track that's only available on the vinyl and called Better Days. And we wrote that song together, and I really liked working with her, and I thought her voice was just so weird and cool, you know. And so yeah, I hit her up, and we did that track together, and it turned out great. It was a lot of fun working with her, and we played a few shows together as well.
So you had already written the track completely before you reached out to her and be like, "This is for you. You need to be on this."
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
I know, like, lots of fans get the face paint. Your girlfriend comes out and does that. What started that trend?
You know, very early on when I was playing shows, it was, you know, her and all her art school friends that really just, they would do that for, you know, when they had parties and when they go to, like, electronic events and whatever. And so, naturally, they just did it when I was playing shows, you know, my first show to, like, 20 people or whatever. And then, you know, the next show to, like, 40 people, and, like, those 20 people had their faces painted, and the other 20 were like, hey, I want that. And it just kind of expanded from there and became kind of synonymous with what I do. And now it's just a great way to connect with the audience and give people a way to kind of remember the event, you know what I mean?
The first time I saw you was at Bonnaroo 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah. And I knew a couple songs, so I'm like, I gotta check this guy out. And then I started seeing people with their face paint. I'm like, why does everyone have their face painted? And then afterwards, I'm like, why wasn't I there early to get my face painted? And so, like, I know I've talked to a couple of different people here that are coming. I'm like, hey, going to Robert Delong? Like, yeah, I'm like, getting face painted. I'm like, oh, absolutely.
Sick.
I saw that you posted on Instagram that you want people to come out early and get help and things like that.
Yeah, no, you know, we source local crews, and it kind of just depends on you know, where we are, whether or not we have kind of a preset crew. You know, Toronto, we've only been a couple times, so we don't have like a full-fledged team. So yeah, we were able to recruit some people, and it's great. You know, we usually have a team of anywhere 5 to 10 walking around with these fanny packs and paintbrushes, and it's great.
So what you're saying is, for the next time you come to Toronto, people need to hit you up to get on that team to help you out.
we might have a solid team now. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you'll probably definitely expand your fan base a lot today.
Hopefully, yeah, man. I'm pumped. It's gonna be a good one.
Have you seen the stage setup yet?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's already over there, plugging things in, doing.
Last night it was bumping pretty hard with Vince Staples and FKA Twigs.
Oh yeah, I mean, the lighting setup in there is pretty wacky, so that's cool.
Yeah. And you also use a lot of like GoPro cameras on your rigs. Do you do that so the audience can kind of see actually what you're doing and be like, see, I am actually playing these things? Or is it just more for like a cool stage setup to entertain yourself sort of thing?
No, I mean, you know, having all the cameras that were, you know, live broadcast and mixed with visuals on the screens really started when I started playing festivals and realizing that, you know, we're showing up with all this gear, but, you know, if you're 100 yards away, you can't even tell that I'm doing anything. I was like, if I'm going to bother bringing all this stuff, you got to know that I'm doing something with it, you know?
I am actually playing this drum machine right now.
Yeah, right.
It's been almost a year since the release of your last album. Have you started working on anything else? You got any ideas in your head? What's going on?
Yeah. I've, you know, this summer it's been more just weekend stuff. So on the weekdays, I've been writing tunes, and I got about 30 demos laying around. So hopefully somewhere in that, there's a record. Are
you going to be doing any more producing for other people, or are you strictly focusing on your stuff right now?
You know, I've done a little bit of producing for some other artists, and I would love to get into doing that more. But, you know, between touring and working on my own music, it's, you know, keeps me pretty busy. So, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. This is Robert Delong. Make sure you check him out. We're at Wayhome. It's going to be a great time.
Cheers, friend.